it's time to move into the title fights. We've got 3 big ones in the amateur division here at Pinnacle. We set it up to George Phillips to bring out the fighters in our first title bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and on the line, the Pinnacle Fighting Championships 135-pound championship. Introducing your combatants. First, the challenger. Fighting into the blue corner, please welcome Darnell Pettis.
Darnell Pettis, a bit of a Ronin in the MMA world, is not committed to just one camp. Kyle, he believes that he gets a better experience and he doesn't get used to training partners and their styles and thus mimicking their style if he bounces from camp to camp. Your thoughts on his choice of training strategy?
I can't argue. As somebody who cross trains a lot, I have to agree with him. It's good to get those different looks and really explore and better different parts of yourself through different styles, but at the same time, it's my opinion that you do need a good home to go back to and it's a really solid camp to base yourself out of. I know it's a lot of grind to travel with it, personally.
Dave, I think the storyline for this fight is pretty simple. Darnell Pettis looking to land one of those huge bombs, and of course Davey Crockett looking to take him down and avoid those hands.
Yeah, a classic striker versus grappler matchup. Obviously that's the way that both of these guys entered the sport of mixed martial arts. But interestingly enough, both guys, pretty deep here into their amateur careers, and both guys have become very well-rounded fighters. The last time I saw Darnell Pettis, he was great. Ended up with a takedown, ended up in mount, actually ended up getting swept, but then locked in a triangle, almost submitted his opponent in that last fight. Darnell Pettis, no stranger to title fights. He is the UBC bantamweight champion. One of the toughest 135-pounders in the state of Ohio. Looking to come in and win another championship here in PA.
Darnell Pettis said he's working with Rel Hodge on his wrestling for this fight. And of course, everybody has a plan A and a plan B for how the fight's gonna end. For Pettis, plan A is, I'm gonna end this with a knockout. And if the ref stops it by TKO, so be it.
Well, the thing with Pettis' plan B is also knock the guy out. Plan C through Z are knock the guy out.
And his opponent. Fighting out of the red corner, please welcome the reigning, defending 135-pound champion, Dave Crockett.
Now making his way to the cage, Dave Crockett, the reigning champion here in the 135-pound Pinnacle Fighting Championship division. Both men here are stout individuals at 135, just absolute mavens of physical, I don't want to say perfection, but both these guys are coming in with rock solid abs, huge arms, and just an aggression that I would say unmatched in any other division right now.
I said to my girlfriend I want to give her a shout out like Katie, but she was surprised that both of these guys are amateur fighters, and we look at the tail of the tape here, Kyle.
Both numbers, across the board, pretty comparable for both guys. The main thing that's going to stick out, I think, is going to be the stylistic difference. 6-1 against 7-3, not a whole lot of difference. 26 and 23, both men in the prime of their athletic age. 5'6", 134, 135 pounds. Everything is pretty even. It's just going to be the absolute dichotomy of the striker versus grappler kind of nature.
Dave Crockett spoke about his record 6-1, and the one was a loss to Shane Valco, and he said he got hit in the nose. He got hit pretty good, and his nose started to bleed, and the ref stopped it because there was blood and it was an amateur fight.
Regardless, a loss to Shane Valco is nothing to be ashamed of.
Right, although I told him that the website should change it by KO due to nosebleeds.
Little cage Kool-Aid.
But Dave, you mentioned your girlfriend thought was surprised both these guys were amateurs just because of their physical stature and build.
Exactly.
Neither of them look like it, and I'll tell you what else. Neither of these guys fight like amateurs. A lot of experience.
And Pettis also mentioning a lot of experienced amateurs on this card. Pettis said that this will be his last amateur fight as well. And I talked to his manager, said that their game plan is to take some time off after this fight, go visit some camps and find a place to really sink his teeth in and prepare for that professional career coming up here soon.
Pettis with the explosiveness, Davey Crockett with explosiveness as well, but it's a little bit different. It's a more attacking wrestling style. He's going to get in your face. Rusty Cage from Blairsville.
I would say Crockett's a bit more calculated of the two.
We send it up to George Phillips to introduce our fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3-minute rounds, and on the line, the Pinnacle Fighting Championships 135-pound championship. Brought to you by Swiss Vale Auto Parts. Your championship referee is Chip Snyder. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. 10 MMA bouts, 7 victories against 3 defeats. Representing Titan MMA, he hails from Chillicothe, Ohio. Please welcome Darnell Pettis. His opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner, the defending champion. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. 7 MMA bouts, 6 victories against 1 defeat. Representing Rusty Cage, he hails from Blairsville, Pennsylvania. Please welcome the reigning, defending Pinnacle Fighting Championships 135-pound champion, Dangerous Dave Crockett.
It's Dangerous Dave Crockett defending his 135-pound title in the black with white trim, and it's Darnell Achilles Pettis in the Fairtex tie trunks.
Pettis actually from Twinsburg, Ohio, not Chillicothe.
Right, sure.
AKA parts unknown. Oh, and Pettis just turns down the early glove touch.
Good left by Pettis, and looks to be keeping his weight on his back foot here, perhaps knowing that Crockett wants to shoot.
And look at how low he keeps his hands. That's just the confidence he has in his boxing.
Pettis, a massive guy at this weight class.
Both these guys are huge. Ooh.
Wow, Pettis didn't commit to the leg kick and almost got caught in no man's land. Big right by Pettis.
Still a bit of a feeling out process. I think it's about to be done, though.
Pettis tests the beer to Crockett right away. Crockett walks through it. Pettis, cerebral, calm in the cage. Crockett looks to answer with a right, and Pettis fires off with a 2-piece. Both miss.
Both these guys are. I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Pettis is respecting the wrestling of Crockett at all in this fight.
Dave, I don't think he's respecting the boxing either. The hands in front of his chest, relaxed, ready to fire.
Respect aside, it seems like there's no love lost between these two men either, as we didn't need the verbal, wow, good exchange. We didn't need the verbal lead up to this fight, but both men mean mugging, just want a piece of each other.
Dangerous Dave Crockett never took his eyes off Pettis before the fight, and as you notice there, Pettis went to the body a second time and lands. And right now it's the head movement of Pettis that's getting him out of danger as Crockett tries to counter.
You got to give Crockett credit. He is trying to counter, he is trying to throw, but he is out of the range of Pettis here. Pettis looks like the longer reach.
Big left by Pettis to the face, and Pettis has done a nice job changing levels with
big
the strikes.
left hand there, lands on the chin.
Good lead hook by Pettis. Pettis is doing a great job of keeping that range, but as you said, David, Crockett staying in the pocket and throwing bombs back.
He's not backing up at all. In fact, he's the one who's pressing the action.
No, I think he's switching stance to look for a takedown. Ooh,
big knee to the body by Crockett. Left knee almost to the liver of Darnell Pettis.
It looked like it was going to be a lead body kick, but
nice.
It turned into a knee from the range.
Counter right landed there from Crockett.
And it looked like they almost banged heads after.
Another big knee.
Pettis
I'll tell you what,
off.
you know, for
big outside leg kick by Darnell Pettis.
I was going to say, Crockett actually looks pretty comfortable here in the stand-up against a very good striker in Darnell Pettis. Crockett is actually holding his own, throwing some counter shots here.
Pettis is swinging for the fences.
They both are looking for home runs, but you'll notice the calm, measured movements. Wow, good head movement.
Oh, big right hand there from Crockett, landed clean.
Lands. Absolutely, David. Pettis
nice knee.
Stays in the pocket and answers.
A lot of people said that this was going to be a fight that stole the show, and I think already both guys coming out and bringing it in this bantamweight title fight.
Another left by Crockett. He's found a home for that lead left hook. Off the counter and starting off exchanges is Dave Crockett. And Pettis, if he didn't come in respecting the hands of Crockett, I think he's earned it now.
Crockett doing a good job with that short counter left hook. every single time that that Pettis is throwing. And this is where Dave Crockett wants this fight to be.
Oh, wow.
Grabs the guillotine. Nice.
Big guillotine attempt, but gets flipped for it.
Nice
10
flip.
seconds left. That's tight.
And he's got the back of the head. We're inside 10 seconds, and Crockett lets go of it.
Yep. Now Pettis is holding on for dear life. He's going to see the second round here.
Interesting how this is going to play out for the judges. 1 round in the books. I don't know if you call that a takedown as much as him jumping guard for the neck. I'm sorry, for the guillotine.
Yeah, I would not give a takedown to Pettis in that by any means. Crockett clearly had an offensive strategy in mind, and he did jump guard for that guillotine. What I did notice, though, was the comfort level of Crockett. The first 2.5 minutes of this round, his feet and his hands were very busy. He wasn't moving a whole lot per se laterally or forward as in covering distance, but just a lot of subtle movements that maybe show that he was a bit nervous. Last 30 seconds, he started being a little more stoic, almost right in front of Pettis as if he no longer respected the boxing.
And Dave, do you think it's a case where he came in with all the hype behind Darnell Pettis in his hands, and maybe he got hit and said, this is no big deal? He doesn't have the power I was expecting.
I think that the confidence of Dave Crockett is growing as this fight goes along. And you know what? My confidence in Dave Crockett is growing as this fight goes along. He looked absolutely fantastic there with his striking in the first round. Pettis obviously landed some shots, but Crockett landed a couple of a nice clean left hand and a nice clean right hand as well, off of mostly counters, but these guys are going out there and throwing.
Darnell Pettis has yet to show any sign of any sort of emotion as we see Darnell Pettis Fairtex shorts. It's Dave Crockett, the champ, in the black shorts with white trim. Round 2 of 3, title on the line.
Now, see, here's what I was talking about. Look at these small feints and the hand motion of Crockett right now. It seems like he's almost nervous about the striking here. But in the latter part of the first round, that calmed down. That motion was gone, and he was throwing crisp and clean strikes.
Good jab by Pettis. Look at how light on the feet Pettis is bouncing around, coming in and out, as you said, creating opportunities.
Exactly what I was going to say. Pettis doing a great job bouncing it out. Crockett more flat-footed here.
Yeah, plotting, how I would describe Dave Crockett on the feet. However, he's not backing up.
Yeah, I want to see Crockett attempt a big overhand right here. It almost looks like it's open.
Well, everything's open upstairs. His hands, Pettis' hands are down. And there's a
big
right hand by Crockett. You know, when Pettis gets hit, and he's getting hit a few times, he comes right after him.
It's almost like an I tag you, you tag me back kind of thing with him. It's Dutch sparring, watching
big
big
hand
right
by
hand.
Pettis.
Right hand there. He did a great job of hiding that.
Oh,
big knee by Pettis, and he thinks he's got him hurt. That right hand came off of the jab. He's throwing the jab out there to set up that right hand.
switching stance again is Crockett, and back now to orthodox. Ooh,
Oh,
big body
nice.
kick.
That was low.
no, that could have been.
That
yep.
was low. That was definitely low. It wasn't even close to not being low. That was low.
But this is good sportsmanship because I don't think the official was going to step
No.
in.
Yeah, I don't
and
think,
stop
once
it.
again, Chip Snyder making a horrible call wasn't going to stop it for a very obvious low blow there.
And for listeners at home, Chip Snyder's not actually setting Dave up like this. This is just happening organically, and it gives Dave an opportunity to talk about his favorite ref in the game.
Dave does show a lot of emotion here at cage side. He's known for being a
And
dynamic
I don't think
personality.
that Dave Crockett waved on that. He was ready to go.
Well, the
And
fight,
Chip Snyder started the fight again anyway.
well, we'll see how it goes. Would be Darnell Pettis who took the low blow, but actually it's Dave Crockett who stopped the action.
Truly. Ooh.
And there they go again. Crockett with the right hand again. He's
You know,
found the
Crockett's
hole.
starting to breathe out of his mouth, though. If you'll notice, his mouth is getting wider and wider as the seconds go on here.
And there's some blood coming from the
Oh!
nose. There's a stiff jab from Pettis, and he's got Crockett on his bicycle moving backwards.
Yep, Crockett's
Pettis
in
has
trouble.
him hurt.
Pettis now throwing some wild hands.
Both guys exchanging. Dave Crockett
Pettis
is
stalking
hurt.
him. Big lead hook. Big right hand.
That uppercut was nasty.
And Pettis pours it on. There's a jab. Crockett's face showing
I'm
the wear
surprised-
and tear from
Yeah.
Pettis.
I'm surprised Crockett not shooting here.
Big left by Pettis.
am I.
Cut.
He's got Crockett on the
Uppercut.
ropes.
I'm appalled that David Crockett has not dropped and changed levels for a double or a single, anything. There
There
it
we
is,
go.
almost on cue.
No more Paul.
But you got to set that up. That's the whole point.
Exactly,
Of,
and he shot from a good 4 feet away and kind of telegraphed it.
and Crockett,
Pettis
this
now.
might be the beginning of the end here.
Pettis
Oh!
stopped him.
Crockett lands.
Oh, there it
Crockett
is.
stagger. Crockett's done.
Big
He's,
two-
he's out on his feet here.
30 seconds left. Crockett's hanging in there, but Pettis is stalking him like a
Big
wounded
left hand.
animal.
Pettis walking him
Looks
down
like
to
Crockett
left
to jump,
and
come in
right.
with a big knee here, maybe.
Big right goes to the body.
That's one of his favorite moves, is to come in with a big jump knee as a finishing sequence.
Crockett is absolutely
overhand
gassed.
right.
Oh, eating shot after shot. He is all but done in his
And
feet
Pettis
here.
just stalking.
Big right by
Here,
Pettis, and he's going to
busting
finish
Crockett
Dave
up.
Crockett, putting it together. Can he get a finish? Throwing him into the cage.
Pettis just absolutely throwing Davy Crockett, ragdolling him. I think Davy Crockett wants out of this fight.
We're nearing the end of the second round. Can Crockett hang on?
Crockett gets a
Unreal.
takedown at the end. Oh my God.
Double leg at the belt. Dave Crockett's going to see round 3. What a round of action.
Dave Crockett is exuding everything I want in a chin right now. He just ate at least a dozen hard fastballs to the face and came back to end the round with a solid takedown with Darnell Pettis.
And you got to wonder, Pettis was calm and reserved there a lot, but you got to wonder if he's going to gas himself out. As we look, we see the replay here as Crockett throwing some weak stuff out there, and Pettis with a big overhand right that lands in a big left.
That was like a tooth flew out almost.
And you just see Pettis stalking here as Crockett is all defense, and Chip Snyder in the way there.
Right there, Pettis just stepping aside, throwing Crockett to the fence.
Crockett's one punch away from going out right here, and he was able to survive it here.
Saved by the bell, and then gets a takedown at the very last second.
Literally at the last
nice
second.
Power double leg. Walks through it on his knees, and actually passes the side control there.
We are in round 3 of a very exciting title fight, 130-pound division. It's Dangerous Dave Crockett, the champ in the black trunks. Darnell, Achilles Pettit, the challenger, who's looking to take the title from him. Round 3, Ryan Kavanaugh, Kyle Rozeski, and Dave McKinney. It's Crockett who takes center cage. And now we'll see if Pettis continues to stalk him with his hands.
See a little bit of a smirk on Pettis' face, like he knows this might be the beginning of the end here.
I think Pettis is trying to let Crockett gas himself out in some big swings and then look to counter. He doesn't want to commit too much to a strike and find himself on his back again for the third round. Although I do think Crockett needs to finish this. He's clearly down 2-0.
Something I wanted to say about Pettis is he has a great penchant of being involved in the fight of the night on whichever card he is. Maybe they need to change his name to the Show Stealer.
Right now, this is when Dave Crockett's the most dangerous. This is when he's going to have the most energy, and he's throwing that hard right hand. Still dangerous,
right
and he
hand,
catches
left hand
Pettis.
And I think that made Pettis angry right there. That was a solid lead hook.
Pettis easily shrugs it off and then attacks. A flurry, a right hand from Pettis, and he's got Crockett hurt again. Just throwing him around. David Crockett is
a 1-2 out.
And Chip Snyder once again gonna get somebody killed in the cage, not jumping in and stopping Darnell Pettis.
Third round knockout. Darnell Pettis has taken the championship from Dave Crockett.
And a flash of an eye like that, Darnell Pettis steps in with a 1-2 combination and puts Crockett down and out. After what could have been a potential stoppage in the second round, the lull at the end, followed by a takedown, led into the third round destruction of one Davey Crockett.
Dave, here's some of the action, and you had a problem with the stoppage. Tell us about it.
Yeah, he's out here. Chip Snyder, very late reaction. I mean, he's out on his feet, or out on his back, actually. Chip Snyder way late in there. Chip Snyder walking away from the action.
There's a big
horrible positioning there from Chip Snyder. As a referee, you never want to talk about referees. You don't even want to notice that they're there.
To his credit, Darnell Pettis did not finish him with that hammer fist. It did not land. But let's talk about the knockout. Darnell Pettis had him on the ropes. He came into the third round, and he finished him in emphatic, dramatic fashion.
Exactly. I think that's what Darnell Pettis expected in that fight, and that's maybe why we saw that smirk there going into the third round, is he knew something that maybe everybody else didn't know, and that he was going to come out here and finish with a knockout to take the Pinnacle Fighting Championship title heading into his pro career, to close out his amateur career.
I really want to question I'm not going to call it the game plan, because obviously I said I don't believe in them, but in the third round, I think it would have behooved one Davey Crockett to go for that takedown for all you're worth and look for a finish on the ground. Clearly, he was not having success in the feet, and he probably should have gone down way earlier.
Crockett did look for a takedown late, but it was after he got rocked. Pettis easily shrugged it off. It seemed as if Dave Crockett came in wanting to stand with Darnell Pettis. That's usually a recipe for disaster. That young man, Darnell Pettis, improves every time you see him in the cage. And as Dave mentioned, a title holder in another organization add the Pinnacle title to his mantle.
Very, very much improved on his wrestling defense. That was one thing I was worried about when I was trying to predict these fights, was the takedowns of Crockett and the lack of takedown defense ability in Darnell Pettis, who just made me put my foot in my mouth, thankfully.
Something I wanted to say here, I think that the commission needs to strip Chip Snyder's referee license away from him. There's a difference between, everybody makes mistakes, but with Chip Snyder it's a pattern of behavior, and that needs to be corrected.
We've got a new champ. We send it up to George Phillips to make it official and put the belt on Darnell Pettis.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time, 55 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by knockout and new Pinnacle Fighting Championships 135-pound champion, Darnell Achilles Pettis.
Dave Klick is going to have a few words with the new champ, Darnell Pettis.
All right, I'm here with Darnell Pettis. Let's give a round of applause for that. That was an amazing performance. An amazing performance from both of these guys. That was so far fight of the night, no doubt about it. Darnell, you don't have a specific camp that you train out of. You're an independent fighter. Man, you came in here throwing some powerful strikes. You kept your hands up. You had your head movement going. I thought it might be a long night for him, man. That was amazing. Tell us how you're feeling, getting some gold around your waist, man.
It's pretty good. I expected it. You know, not being cocky about it, just being confident. I think I trained for this ever since I've been my first loss. I trained for it. So it's nothing surprising to me.
Well, congratulations again. And is there anyone you would like to thank for this?
I would like to thank a plethora of people. My friends, Jarrell, Devontae, the whole Evolve team for allowing me to spar and come to their gym every now and then. My baby at home, pregnant with my baby. My mother. I'll be going on, but and most definitely my good friend Eric for cornering me with. I'm independent, so he got my back and I love him.
He's a former Pinnacle fighter. I got some respect for Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the new 135-pound Pinnacle Fighting Champion. He is Darnell Pettis.
Darnell Pettis, huge knockout. What looks to be potentially the knockout of the night.